So what is the state of Apple's used computer market? Let's find out. So everyone knows the new M1s came out, the new M1 MacBooks, and they also have a Mac Mini. They came out about 2 months ago. I did a video like this maybe about a month and a half ago or so, and I said, how did that affect the used market? What's going on with Apple, the used computer market? Well, let's go ahead and find out. After 2 months, we know that the M1 chip has been a success. We know that the M1 chip has been super fast. There's tons of benchmarks on it. People love it. There's very few battery marks or some things with Bluetooth not working correctly and stuff on the new M1s. But the new M1 CPUs are super fast and they're fairly inexpensive the way Apple launched them. So, but what did this do to the used market? And we're going to go through this again 2 months later, 3 months later, to see if it's finally affecting that used market. We always say that Apple's used market is just it's way higher than it should be. You can buy a Mac and rent it maybe for a couple years and sell it for maybe 20% of the cost. You always get a lot of money back. So, but are the M1s any different? Are they really affecting the market right now? We're going to go ahead and just check it out. You guys know my videos. I do a couple of these. We did one like this, like I said, a little while back. But I want to see what's changed now that we know that the M1s are a success. They're really fast, and there's a bunch of new ones coming out in the horizon. What's the used market like? Let's find out. All right, let's look at this used market. It's actually pretty funny. So we'll get into this. Let's go ahead and open up. The first thing I want to do is I want to go over some 2020 MacBook Airs. And now these are going to be, again, these are the versions right before the M1 chip came out. So we're talking 2020 MacBook Air, but this is going to be usually early 2020. So these have the Intel chips in them. Now, as you scroll down, you got to be very careful. I'm just looking on eBay, but always be careful. A lot of these things, they try to trick you. These are all the old MacBook Airs. You can see them here. They always try to trick you by saying OS X. They're saying that the software has been updated to 2020 to try to get people to pay this crazy cost for the old MacBook Air. Don't do that. But as you scroll down, you're going to see that if we look at some of the new ones, like this brand new one here, there's another one down here, buy it now, free shipping. We look at all these here. This is the one I want to kind of concentrate on. It's still $849, right? It comes with 512 gigabytes of space, so a little bit more space, 8 gigs of RAM, but it's going to be the Intel chip. And if we click on that really quickly, this is going to be, let's see here, it's the i5, $849 still. This is not the M1 chip. So why would you buy this for $849? First of all, if I go somewhere like this, I can buy it for $899. And this is actually going to be the same system but brand new, and this is from reputable dealers. So $899 still, though, for the MacBook Air early 2020. It's insane to me. So what did the M1s do? They didn't do much. I mean, look at the M1 here. The M1 is only $999. So you're basically saving, $100 maybe. And I've seen this one on sale even, so for less. But here's the M1 chip. It's $999 for the MacBook Air. Comes with a little bit less storage, but you get the 8 gigs of RAM. But obviously we all know the GPU, the CPU is worlds faster. So this came out, and it really hasn't affected the cost of the older MacBook Airs. Really unusual. Let's go to the next one just to see if this is a continual trend. We're just going to go through 3 of them. So let's look at this one now. This is going to be the mid-2020 MacBook Pro. I have one. And it's basically going to be the Intel version. Let's take a look at this one. Now, how crazy is this? This one's brand new. You can see it here. Let's click on this one. I mean, you can get these used maybe $100 cheaper, but that's about it. Here's the new one from eBay. $1,189 for this. $1,189. Think about that. This is the older version. It's still gonna, it's obviously the outdated version, not the M1. Comes with the i5 and only 256 gigs of RAM. Of storage, and 8 gigs of RAM. So this is actually going to be what you'd pay there. Now, if you look at some used versions of this, again, the used market, I guess I'm showing you some new ones, but I'll show you the used ones. Same thing here, though, $1,140 versus $1,189. So the price has not dropped at all, more or less. I mean, I actually picked mine up for less than this new, and this is almost a year later. If we look at where we would get it at Best Buy, you can actually get this one a little bit cheaper now. Again, this is a little bit different. Let me see here. Well, actually, it's the same model. So this is going to be about $1,099. So you can get it new even cheaper than you can get it used, as you can see here. I was looking. I mean, it's going to be about the same cost. I mean, or even in this case, it's more expensive used than you can get it new. So that hasn't really affected, the M1s, again, have not affected the cost of this. If you look at the M1 13-inch MacBook Pro, it's $1,299. So if you want to get the used one, you definitely can save, here you're saving 200 bucks, which is not bad. But if you want to actually get a used one, you're really not saving much off of that at all. So again, why are these staying so high? There's been no effect at all from the M1 chip. In fact, I think pricing's gone up a little bit. All right, for the third one, we're going to look at the Mac Mini. And this is probably the craziest one of all. So let's kind of scroll down here. Let's go right away to a used one. You can see it right here. So we're going to concentrate on this one. It's on eBay. It's a listing. There's a bunch of them. It's going to be the 2018. That's basically 2018 is the newest kind of CPU you can get from them. They came out I think in 2019, but they're exactly the same. They just gave you a little bit more hard disk space. Long story short, here's a used one from 2018. It's got the i5, 256 gig of storage, SSD. $649 right now, $649. So how does that compare? That's used. This is a couple years old, all right? Let's go back, and even on here, I wanted to show you used, but even if you go through here, you can sometimes find ones that are bidding, but this is gonna go up. New, says brand new, it's on eBay. They want $739 for this one. So $739. Now just keep that in mind. That's for a new one. A used one's gonna be like $650 for this 2-year-old Mac Mini. If you go to somewhere like Best Buy and you look it up right here again, this is actually only an i3. It's not even the i5, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs, $799 right now. So if you do go into the used market, you're gonna save a little bit on this. You can see here, but how does this compare again? It hasn't done anything. Look at this. You can go basically to Apple right now. You can get an M1, which is probably the best deal that's out there. You can get a Mac Mini M1, and it's $699 with the M1 chip in it. You can see it right here. It's got the 8-core CPU. It's got an 8-core GPU, 16-core neural engine. This thing just screams if you can get it. Obviously, I would upgrade to 16 if you can, but $699. Look at that. Look at that right there. Let's go back really quickly. $799 for this. And even the used one, $649. So you're saving what is that, 50 bucks at most, and you have maybe a 2 or 3 year old system that you can have versus a brand new, way faster system. So you tell me what's going on. I just wanted to show people that the M1s have not affected the used pricing for some reason. Can't explain it. You guys saw it again. I cannot explain who's buying these. Who goes to eBay and says, geez, I want to buy a used 2 or 3 year old system for more money than a new one. Makes no sense to me. They're slower. But again, there maybe is that niche market of people, number one, that don't understand. They don't know what's going on in the world, and they don't understand the difference in the chips. That's possible. Number two, they just see the dates or they get tricked in the eBay listings. That's possible too. Or maybe there's a reason for the Intel chips, and there's some good reasons for that, like on an iMac behind me where you can add tons of RAM to this. You can on the new ones that are going to come out. At least I'm guessing you won't be able to do it on that. But there's some reasons for that. But for MacBooks in general, where nothing's really upgradable, maybe they want the Intel chips for, maybe they're using Adobe, or maybe that works better with that right now and not on the M1 chips. You guys tell me. Put some stuff in the comments on what you think. Why is this they just never go down in price? And why is this such a good, almost investment? You're barely losing any money. You're just renting that computer. So let me know what you think in the comments. This will probably be the last I make in these series for a while. I just wanted to kind of do an update on it to see where this hashed out. Let's find out. And anyways, if you guys can support my channel, I make a couple videos a week, small channel, so hopefully subscribe if you can. Talk to you soon. Peace.